What is up, guys? Jake from One Hive here with the next attack strategy video, and this one I've had a lot of requests for lately. You guys have seen it on the channel more. I think that's what's making you guys are requesting it more, and that is GoVaHo. You're going to see a lot of similarities, some things that we already talked about in the GoVaHo video, but there is different bases that you want to attack with hogs or loons on the back end, depending on the setup of the base. So we are going to cover that and talk about the type of base you want to go for, what's the strengths of GoVaHo, what's the weaknesses, etc. So let's get right into it. Look at the first base. All right, the first base we're going to look at is one hit by Holy Buck, and you guys have seen him do a boatload of GoVaHos on the channel. I mean, on every recap, when there's a GoVaHo, there's like a 50% chance it's Holy Buck doing it. Does it on lots and lots of bases. But getting back to what you're looking for in a GoVaHo and what it works well at, when we did the GoVaHo video, basically what you were looking for is congregated, air defenses. You want to get in there, take those air defenses out, help use the valks to help get to that core, take those out, and then balloon the back in. Well, with GoVaHo, it's a little different. Obviously you're going for giant bomb locations more so than anything like air defense or a specific defense, and obviously the queen. Now, GoVaHo pairs really well with a queen walk. Whether you'll see it a lot of times if there is something like a lava hound in the CC, and we want to completely keep the queen away from that lava hound and let her do a queen walk just around the base on the opposite end of the entry from the kill squad. But also, the reason that pairs so well is because when you take away that queen from that kill squad, you're taking away quite a bit of DPS. If you swap out a golem for some valks, some redheads on the kill squad, what you've done is sort of replaced that DPS, because valks are very tanky and do have good DPS. We've talked about it before. The only thing that's going to take your valks out, especially if you bring a heal specifically for those valks, is CC troops. Besides that, double giant bombs, point defense, expos, Teslas, doesn't matter. Nothing's going to take out your valks if you've got them under heal besides those CC troops. So if you can take care of that, or if it's something ridiculous like a lava hound in the CC to where it's not going to hurt your valks, obviously swapping out, let's say like 4 here of this instance that Holy Buck did, instead of bringing that second golem, is a big benefit, because you're taking out defenses, you're taking out trash buildings much quicker, and also valks are just hero killers. I mean, they get in there, they are attracted to them, and boom, one swing from 4 or 5 valks and plus a few other troops around there, and any hero is basically dead. So they really are beneficial. The one downfall is predictability. You've got to have a base that you know where your valks are going. You can't have a big long corridor or a big long compartment that you get them in, because sometimes they'll just turn and start beating on a wall. Anything that is 2 defenses touching, like in this department right here, it's just a magnet to them, and they'll do things sometimes that you wouldn't expect. Jump spells, they won't take them, things like that. So the things I say look for are the ability to really predict the path, no question where they're going, create that big wide funnel, and then the more valks you bring, consider bringing a heal for them, because again, then it turns them into just a high DPS golem, essentially, taking out defenses, taking out heroes, whatever they run into, and with that heal, you're keeping them alive much longer. On this particular base, Holy Buck just decides to queen walk and just drops her over here on this side with his healers, and just creates a funnel, drops some wizards here and here, and wants to push that queen right down here, which is great because she can get the enemy queen taken out. The CC troops come out with the lure. He brings a rage for them, takes care of the CC troops, so that's all good. You got huge value there. You got 3 or 4 defenses taken down, and you've got the enemy queen and the CC troops taken down. Then he can come in wherever he wants to, just for bomb triggering's sake, with his kill squad. Another thing that he did is, when you get in here, when this archer tower goes down, because there's a double bomb set like right here, sort of diagonal. Actually, I don't think it is diagonal, I think it's a straight line right there. That should essentially eliminate that double bomb set. We'll talk more about that. It actually sort of backfires on him here. But that was a good plan there, because the second thing he does is bring his golem in over here. Again, creates this nice big wide funnel with wizards. You want to make sure you do that. Sends the king in, and has a jump spell right here. Now, here's sort of what I'm talking about. He did not even connect this compartment. He didn't want to, because if you do, this is a magnet for your valks, and once they get over here, they'll be able to take this out and then start beating on this wall, trying to get to those 2 or something. You just can't tell once they get into a compartment that allows them to make those type of decisions. But sending the valks in right here, they're going to go straight into this small compartment, then into the next one. The king comes over, so they jump into this core, which is beautiful for them. 4 buildings touching. I mean, they're going there, no question about it. They actually beat through the wall to get there. But this double bomb set's triggered. The golem, the heroes, they all are the barbs from the hero comes through. They take it out. But a very predictable path. And again, just bringing 4 valks, you're essentially just replacing a golem. A little more troop space. Actually, I believe it is anyways. But when you do that, you want to talk about probably, if you're talking to GoVaHo, I'm going to say 4 to 8 golems, or excuse me, golems. 4 to 8 valks is sort of the sweet spot. If you're just replacing a golem and you just want to have that little extra DPS, 4 is plenty. But the more you bring, if you get up to 8, that's a lot. That's a big investment. You might want to go ahead and bring that heal spell for him, because you're putting a bigger investment into it. You want to take care of him. But just comes in right there, gets that bomb triggered, and then also one thing he does right here, sends a few hogs in on this. Everything's being tanked. Those hogs just walk their way through. You get so much value out of them. That was so smart. Then just comes in with his hogs from the bottom here, pretty much like that. Those bombs are already triggered, so just starts dropping heal spells, taking care of his hogs. Actually gets his valks in this heal spell right here, so it's a very nice one. And then finishes up. The queen comes around. They take out the hogs. Actually get a bad split right here. They go this direction instead of coming down this way. And one of them steps over here and gets both those bombs. So he makes a little bit of bacon, but really at that point, all that's left is this right here. And the queen's coming around. He gets it taken care of. So let's watch HB do it, then we'll come back and look at another base. All right, here we go with HB's attack. He starts off with the queen walk, dropping her down, actually dropping some minions first to help start creating that funnel, has a free spot there, then dropping her down and the healers to let her start moving in, and then drops a wizard here in just a moment to work on that high HP storage up there once the archer tower engages the queen. So there, she's going to start doing her thing. The minions finish off another collector there. That helps her push in, and here in just a moment, she is going to engage with the enemy queen. Goes ahead and drops that poison down, knows as soon as this storage goes down, the queen will be in range of the CC troops, and that will be sort of a pre-poison there. Maybe just a little bit early, but no big deal. Does get the effect on the balloons and on the dragon. That's going to slow them down. Drops the rage onto the healers and the queen. Very important to get both of them in that rage. So good placement there. And uses the queen's ability, because he's dealing with the CC troops and with the enemy queen all at once. So it takes care of all of that. The dragon goes down, then starts sending in the golem and the wizards on the left side. The jump spell there. And again, making sure that funnel gets created as soon as that army camp, it goes down right there. And I kind of like that he sent the valks in when those 2 collectors were still up, because that's a magnet for them. It pulls them right in, and then the next 2 are staring them right in the face. The king comes out, they engage it very quickly. You see what I'm talking about? They're just hero killers. They take it out so fast. And then again, this is what I mean by how that's a magnet for those valks. Look how the Expo and the air sweeper are touching each other, but they beat through the wall to get to that core. That's why you've got to be careful. You've got to know where they're going, or they'll do weird things on you. It can mess up your whole raid. There the hogs come through. You see that one heal spell right there. That's going to get some of his hogs and get those valks. That's beautiful. Perfect placement. Then the hogs coming through on the bottom, give them a heal as well. Everything's shaping up right here. You see the queen beating on a wall, but she's about to head out and go around and start getting into those other defenses that are left on the outside there. You see those group of hogs that split off right there. Boom, lost probably 2-3 hogs to that. But pretty much everything was dwindling out at this point anyways. But you see he still has a few valks left. One goes flying to a spring trap. That's one thing I didn't mention, is that only one valk can go flying to a spring trap. That helps them be even more powerful, that not 2 or 3 of them can go get lost at once. And then right there, as the queen takes out that mortar, nothing left to hurt the troops, just a matter of cleanup time. So there you go on the first attack. Let's go back, look at another base, and draw it out. All right, the next base we're looking at was an attack done by moi when we went up against Skyrim Legends. And this is a good illustration of what I was talking about, of being careful and having that predictable path, because this particular compartment right here, to me, would be a nightmare to get your valks into. I would, bigger, larger compartments like that, they just tend to do their own thing. But moi wisely stays away from that and stays to these smaller compartments to direct them where he wants them to go. So we'll talk about it here in just a moment. Sends in a golem here, and then that's going to allow him to create a very wide funnel all the way out into these areas. He actually sends a few hogs in onto this, which is going to allow him to stretch that funnel even more, which is very smart. Pretty much the funnel is stretched like that. I mean, it's huge. And he uses a jump spell right here which is going to allow his golems to start moving in, his king and queen, and the valks to all go into this compartment. Now, this is pretty much all taken out before the valks even go in there. That's going to allow them to go into here, which is easy. They come in, take it out, and also into this area when he drops the second jump, which he's going to put right there. But you see what I mean about a predictable path. When you have the queen going in, those are down. They're going to take this out. They're going to come up here. They're going to take this out. They're going to jump into here. This is the double bomb set he's trying to get to. So they're going to take that out. But at that point, the queen's also going to come over and engage and draw them right into it. So you know where the valks are going, and he actually brings 7 valks, and because of that, he does dedicate a heal to them. 2 jump, 1 heal, all for the kill squad with a poison, as a matter of fact. He drops it right here. He knows that there's some Teslas in there. They're going to start popping, and he's just going to sort of heal them back up before they run over here and start encountering all these new defenses, the enemy queen, and all of that. So that works perfectly. Then he sends his hogs in here, which I think is a great move. Coming in at this angle, he gets the double bomb set here. There's really no threat of bombs as far as like out here, maybe a single. But if you look at this base, really the only double threats are like, is that even a spot there? No, that's not. Where there, he triggers them there, possibly one in here, which he's eliminating all those with his valks. So keeping his hogs around the outside and just letting them work their way through is perfect. They actually come over. I think there's actually a single bomb right here and one right there. So he drops that last heal on that single bomb, but lets his hogs go this entire way without even have to worry about a heal. There's no need for it. They're just going to overpower those defenses. And the king is, or excuse me, the king, one of the golems, or the golem, one of them, is standing actually in here doing a little bit of tanking for the hogs as far as this X-bow and other things go. So beautiful attack, good base for it. And I, again, really think it's wise the way he did not try to come in a huge compartment like that. Stick to the smaller compartments where you know where those valks are going to go and you're going to be able to direct them, as opposed to letting them, start beating on a wall for some random reason. I'm telling you, it happens. If you've used valks, you know what happens. But again, more wisely, when bringing more valks, probably a good idea to dedicate a heal to them, especially if you're making them a double jump and travel this far. They're going to need a heal. I mean, they're not invincible. They are tanky, but they, if you can sort of heal them up partway through, which that was a perfect spot to do it, it gives you so much more value out of your valks, and you're going to get probably a better result. So let's watch Moi do it, and we'll come back for one more base. All right, here we go on Moi's attack. Dropping the golems down, drawing fire from all of those defenses, and then the wizards right behind it, starting to create that funnel. You'll see that goes down. He wants to get a few wizards in there early to get onto that defending king that's already attacking his golem there. And then you see those few hogs, as we talked about, sort of under the numbers there, going down, taking out that archer tower, which just allows him to extend that funnel that much wider. Good idea in my book. That that's one of the key tips to using those valks, is creating a nice wide funnel where they have nowhere else to go. You see the queen walking in, the golem starting to take the jump spell, and that wizard locking onto that wizard tower. Once that's done, that sort of even directs the valks even more. That compartment's cleaned out. They're going to go right into that first little segment there. Only a few defenses and few buildings there, so they know they're going to take those out. And then once that's done, the jump spell, the second one is down. We're going to allow them to get into the compartment with a double bomb set and into the compartment with a queen. We talked about the heal spell. This is perfect timing for it. You got skeletons, you got Teslas. You're about to encounter a double bomb situation. So go ahead, get that heal spell down, sort of get them charged back up and ready for the fight that they're about to have with this defending queen right here, which locks onto them. They come over with the king, draw aggro, take her out. So that's beautiful. Use the king's ability, which is awesome right there. Then you see the hogs coming in. The queen's over there. She got locked onto that lava hound, using the poison there to help protect her. But the hogs coming around here, watch this. Sort of surgical style hog deployment, but doesn't need anything to heal them up. There's no bombs, there's no threat. The hogs are just overwhelming their defenses that are left. And as this one group that comes on the expo comes through, triggers the bomb, drops the heal. Now, it sort of might be thinking that's kind of strange, putting the heal on that. Look, we have one hog left right there on that expo, but the large group was in known danger. There was no damage really coming to them. So actually it was a very heads up move, dropping that heal right there and keeping that hog up, because that was the last giant bomb. So there you go. That's the attack. Moi did an excellent job there. Again, so we're sticking to the theme of getting those double giant bombs, taking care of at least a set, keeping them on a predictable path, and then just doing your thing. Let's look at one more base. All right, looking at the last base here, Mr. Yazbek took on one from a Russian clan we went against, and it's a good base for it. It really is, and I'll talk about more why. I also want to mention before we move on that this attack strategy works really well for anti-2-star bases. I know I've showed anti-3-star bases, but if you watch a recap of attacks that we've done against anti-2-star bases, you'll see a lot of GoVaHo simply because the giant bomb positioning is always so predictable. In a really compact, tight base, there's only a few spots, and you just, if as long as you have that predictable path, guys, that is the whole thing when it comes to using valves, is knowing, not thinking, okay, I think they'll go here. You know that there's only one choice. You remove all other options for them. You know where they're going to go. That's when they're the most effective. Just send them through those giant bombs, take out the queen, and you're pretty much good to go. Again, the major threat, the only real threat to healed valks is the CC troops. That's it. You take care of CC troops, send them in. They're going to be safe as long as you know where they're going. Heal them, and you're good to go. The reason I like this base a lot for the attack that Mr. Yaz brought is because he takes out every double giant bomb possible spot in the base with his valks. And I'll talk about what I mean in just a moment. He sends them in. I sends a golem. He's got 2 golems. I think he sends one here. I think one like right here or something. He just creates his funnel pretty much like this. Actually, probably a little wider than that. And wall breakers in here. So well, let me back up, as a matter of fact. Let me not screw this up. He actually does a queen walk on this one. Again, I've told you guys, queen walk pairs really, really well with this. And this one has a golem in the CC, and that's crazy to be honest, but think of it in this attack as a lava hound. It would actually be better if it was a lava hound because the valks would completely ignore it. But the theory is the same. He drops his queen down right here. She steps up. She's going to take these out, and he drops a wizard here to create the funnel, and she's going to head down south. So she's doing her thing. She's getting some value, taking out some of these defenses, and completely away from the kill squad. So then he drops his golems in, wall breakers in here, creates that funnel, and sends his valks and everything in. Now they're going to take this out, and they're going to work their way up into this compartment, and it's a very predictable thing here because they're just going to go from here to here to here to here. Then he drops his jump spell right here. He also heals them up right in this area, so that's a good sort of halfway point. They're making their journey. He's going to heal them up. But look at what this does when he takes that out. Look at the area that the valks and the kill squad is going to kill. Where else in this space could there possibly be double giant bombs? This is what you're looking for, is when you can completely eliminate the double giant bomb game of a defending base, plus take out the kill squad, or take out the queen, the heroes. Look, he's going to get both heroes. The king is not necessary in a GoVaHo, but it's an obvious bonus, and your valks are just so good at doing it. Once they get into this area, they're going to start into the core. The queen's going to engage them. The king's going to engage them. They're going right to it. He's got the king right behind him. Just absolutely wrecks this entire part of the base for the jump, the heal, and that's it. He's got the rage for his queen down here if he needs it. Then just start sending in hogs here and here. They let them work their way around the base. Again, they're completely avoiding, because all this is taken out, they're completely avoiding any area that double giant bombs might be. And he's got one heal for them, so he just heals them up along the way. They come down and finish the base off. So that is it, a beautiful attack, and again, sort of encompasses everything about it. He eliminates almost all options for the valks. Don't give them options. Take away as many as you can to where there's only one reasonable option for them to go. If there's a lava hound, which we're pretending there would be in this attack, keep the queen away from it. This is just that much more powerful if you do it that way. And then just send your hogs in an area to where there's really no threat of double giant bombs, and you're going to have a very high success rate. So let's watch him do it, and we'll wrap this video up. All right, here we go with our last attack. Mr. Yazbek, again, starts off with this queen walk down here. It's just going to plop her down, drop the healers, and create a little mini funnel for her to push her the direction he wants her to go. He's also creating part of a sort of a free funnel up top there. I forgot to mention that with his minions. That's, again, just widening that funnel, so when he starts to bring his valks, he's all good there. Sorry, I started off the right way. I didn't mean that he dropped his queen first. He did drop his golems and kill squad first, and then his queen right there. One of the reasons he did that is because if he takes out that army camp, then he knows where his queen's going to go. So, sorry about all the confusion and the back and forth there, but you see the point here. Creates this ginormous funnel. When the time this queen walk comes and he starts dropping his valks, there's really over half of the base. You know what I mean? It's more than a 180-degree line through the base of where they might go. There's only one direction for him to go. So really over-exaggerate that funnel. You see the golem come out. The king's in there. Both of his golems are in there. Drops the rage down for them. Really didn't need the rage there, but for that golem, it actually worked out better. Had there been a lava hound there, there would have been absolutely no reason to drop a rage there. Just use the heal, and he would have an extra heal for his hogs. There you see the jump spell. The king's already over there. Boom. Right there. Goes down instantly. These valks are so good at taking out kings and queens, And you see that the heal that because he healed them there as they come through, they're full life right here. I mean, look at that. Look how much health the valks have. You see the double bomb set being triggered. Here come the hogs and that first heal spell just with that little mini Tesla farm there. But look at the point here, guys. The hogs are coming through. There's no threat. The valks have taken out every area that's actual threat for them. The golems are still doing some tanking. Uses the king's ability. He's doing some tanking. The queen's still doing her thing. The healers finally went down, and she is going to beat on a wall and actually die here. But it's over. You know, he's got plenty of hogs left. That is pretty much it for this base, and that's it for the how-to, guys. If the take homes from this are as follows: predictable path. You've got to know where they're going. The more you bring, consider bringing a heal, and you're essentially just replacing a golem with more damage outputting tank unit. I hope this helps you guys. I hope you get some 3 stars with it. It is very effective again against 2 stars and 3. Until next time, Jake from GoVaHo, doing my best to help you guys suck less.